Hi, I'm Jasmine Nicole. Welcome to the Motivational Mystic, a space for authentic, higher conscious conversations to motivate, inspire, and empower. Thanks for listening. Each week, I'll drop a new conscious raising episode. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. As I record this, it's the day before my birthday. I'm turning another year older. And I'm embracing it. Feels good. The energy feels good. Happy to just be recording what feels authentic and necessary to share at this time. So, super excited to see what this new year brings and to share it with all of you. For today's episode, I want to talk about the importance of using your time wisely to fulfill your life purpose. It's important to be intentional with your time. Don't let time pass you by where you miss windows of opportunity that are presented to you and you don't take advantage of those opportunities. You tell yourself you'll get to it later, or you have plenty of time to do it, or whatever other excuse you give yourself to procrastinate. Time is a man-made concept, a social construct. However, the concept of time is how humans measure the passage of every present moment in our lives. It's how we coordinate with other people on where to be or what to do at certain points of our day. The concept of time becomes apparent when watching a newborn grow into an infant and then a toddler, when your hair starts to gray, or when energy levels start to decrease with each passing decade. This metric that we use to track each moment in our lives, called time, is precious, and how we utilize our time is valuable. It's important to ask yourself if you're using your time wisely, and that takes deep introspection. Stop to really self-reflect and evaluate where you are in life from a bigger picture perspective, and ask yourself if you're happy with the way you've spent your time on this earth thus far. Whether you're 25, 35, 45, or older. I'm talking to adults here. This wouldn't apply to children who are still learning and growing, of course. Does the time you've spent on this earth thus far show that you value yourself? Are you happy? Are you satisfied with your career? If you want love, are you putting yourself out there to attract it? If you're in a relationship, is it a healthy relationship? Does that relationship bring you more joy than pain? If any of the answers to the questions I just asked is no, you may have just identified an area in your life where you are not valuing yourself. How you utilize your time on this earth is vital because no one lives forever. You don't want to get to a point in your life where you have regrets on what you should have done when you were younger, and you let that dream pass you by because you didn't seize those moments of opportunity that presented itself to you along the way. I think a lot of people may have encountered someone like this, where they've gotten to a certain age in life, but they don't really have much to show for it because they haven't accomplished much. My intention in saying this is not to sound mean or like an ageist. That's definitely not my intent. However, I think it's important to acknowledge that there are people like that do exist, so we can learn from other people's mistakes, and so we don't make those same mistakes ourselves. I noticed people in this scenario who allow time to pass them by frequently tend to be stuck at an emotional and mental maturity level at the age they chose to settle in life. Please do not be that person. Choose to be intentional with your time. In a previous episode, I spoke about the importance of practicing introspection. It was actually in episode 2. If you haven't had an opportunity to listen to it yet, please do when you have a chance. It's called Outgrowing People is a Sign that You're Evolving. Introspection is important because most people are not honest with themselves. When you intentionally take the time to do the internal work and take an honest look at yourself, you may identify areas of your life that you have been avoiding or bypassing things that need to be addressed. As human beings, we're comprised of 3 different components: our mind, our body, and our soul. We have awareness of our minds and our bodies, but to many people, the soul goes unacknowledged. There is a spiritual aspect to our existence on this earth, and our souls are the connection to it. Almost like a plug connecting back to a power source, our soul is the energetic connective cord to the spiritual element of life. The soul is often neglected, which is sad, because I personally believe our soul is intimately connected to our life's purpose, or as I like to call it, our soul's purpose. Everyone has a purpose in life. We were all born with unique gifts that were meant to be shared and explored. If you already know what your gift is, then you may already have a clue to what your life purpose is, or at least what it deals with. Pursue those gifts more, play with them, and see what you can create. For those of you listening who have no clue what your gift is, you just haven't identified it yet. This is, again, where introspection is important. Take some time to tap into yourself. Get in tune with the soul aspect of your being. And when I say get in touch with your soul aspect of your being, that might be confusing to some folks. So I want to play an audio clip of a poem that I wrote during the lockdown period of the pandemic. I find it interesting that it synchronistically applies to the theme of today's episode. It shows that at a time of mass hysteria and unpredictability, you can still focus your attention and use your time wisely to create positive things, to uplift people, and most importantly, yourself when dealing with hard times. The title of this poem is called Become Acquainted with Your Soul. And I think for those who may have difficulty or just don't know where to start in terms of tapping into that soul aspect of yourself, this poem would be a really good introduction into how to do that. So, without further ado, the title of this poem is called Become Acquainted with Your Soul.
Run your own race. Life is not a competition. When you prioritize your own well-being and healthy living, you free up space to check in with yourself. And little nuggets of insight drop in to offer you help. When you tune out the external noise and focus on what's within, you tap into infinite possibilities waiting to be acknowledged if you take the time to stop and listen. Listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. Listen to all of the beautiful insights you're constantly missing. All the deep insights and dormant knowledge your higher self wants you to receive. Focusing on what's going on internally more than externally will prepare you to manifest things in your life you wouldn't believe. To be so in tune with your inner essence, you manifest things through quantum attraction. Once you realize your power is on the inside and the external world is merely a distraction, the external will attempt to disempower you and make you believe you can't achieve all that you desire. This is merely a trap to keep you from focusing and fulfilling your own dreams in an attempt to build someone else's empire. You are the talent. You are the gold. Connect to your divinity by checking in with yourself. Become acquainted with your soul.
Become acquainted with your soul. Just like we use our mind and our body to navigate each day, our soul is equally as important. Personally, how I like to get in tune with the soul aspect of myself is by meditating. I like meditating because it enhances my ability to become introspective. It helps to quiet my mind and settle my emotions so I can be in a complete state of self-awareness. When I was in that clear state of self-awareness, trying to figure out what my soul's purpose was, here are a few of the introspective questions that I asked myself that helped me find my soul's purpose. I would ask these questions out loud and record my responses on my phone to listen, reflect, and expound upon later. Some of the questions I would ask myself were, what activities do I enjoy doing? What is something that I'm good at? What skills or activities come easy to me that may not be as easy for other people to do? Sometimes other people recognize our gifts before we do. So another good question I would ask myself in meditation would be, what do people typically ask me for help with or advice on? Add as many introspective questions to this practice that you need to help you identify what your natural gifts may be. Once you have the answers written down, take some time to review them, sit with them, and self-reflect. Those answers can help you identify what your life's purpose may be on this earth at this time. We all have a purpose for being alive at this point in time. All of our souls have a purpose. I believe we're all born into this world, and it's a part of our journey or our mission to figure out what our soul's purpose is. There are a lot of distractions or simply life responsibilities that can get in our way or derail us from discovering our soul's purpose. But it's all a part of the game we call life. And in this game of life, we all want to level up, but it depends on how bad you want it, how much effort you put towards it to make it a reality. It depends on if you're willing to take on the challenge in your own personal game of life to pursue and ultimately fulfill your soul's purpose. I think some good examples of people who utilize their gifts well and fulfill their soul's purpose is Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, and the Italian astronomer Galileo. These three influential figures left an impact. They set a precedent during their time on Earth that decades, even centuries later, in the case of Galileo, after their death, they're still remembered for their contributions to society that we still benefit from today, and to the contributions to the advancement of humanity as a whole. Just like these three influential figures, you are the author of your life story. So make it an interesting story. Make it adventurous. Make it whatever your heart desires, whatever you want it to be. But just know Just like every book has an ending, so do we. So, what kind of story do you want to tell? And what legacy do you want to leave behind? Are you up for the challenge of playing the game of life and pursuing your soul's purpose? I guess only time will tell. Well, that's all I had for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, goodbye.